everybody, welcome back to another episode of Between Two Spines. Today we are here with our very special guest, Gwen, with the Samaritan Regional Health Clinic. I'm Dr. Greg Persley. Please call me Dr. G, Dr. Aaron Andrews. Please call him Dr. A. Still don't have names for the spines yet. One day we will.
You know, I think we asked people to name them and we really forgot to.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Name our spines.
Name
this
our
one,
spines.
that one, we gotta figure it out.
Should they be Christmas names, like reindeer names?
I don't know. Gwen, you never know where this is going to go.
Oh, okay.
You never know.
Or dwarf names, like Dopey and Sleepy.
Yeah, there you go. Well, you'd be sleepy, I think.
And you'd be Dopey.
I don't know about that. So Gwen's here, and she had an interesting thing happen recently in her clinic, and she's going to tell you a little bit about what happened and what we're trying to do by having her on Between Two Spines.
Well, recently we had a little flood in the clinic, and in our waiting room, the ceiling came down, and they're fixing it now, getting it all painted, and we're up and ready to go.
Now, where is your clinic at?
We're at 937 Broadway.
937 Broadway.
Suite 103. So we're in the basement. You have to park around behind in the back of the building.
And this is a clinic for people who do not have insurance, do not have Medicare, do not have Medicaid, right?
Correct. And are 200% of the poverty level or below.
Wow. Okay. So you were saying that you guys have treated 2,000 people or more
Yes.
over the last 8 years. That's
Right.
pretty amazing. That's pretty big numbers in our area. You know?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's fantastic. We really appreciate that. The main goal, though, is that we can raise money for the clinic because obviously you've had some water issues and those type of things, and you have a fundraiser going on right now, don't
Yes.
you? Yeah.
And with the COVID outbreak, we are seeing more patients than we saw before. You know, people who've had full-time jobs all of their life and suddenly they don't have a job.
Yeah.
They don't have insurance, they don't
Right.
have money for medications. So we can take that off of their back so they can worry about how to feed their children and how to pay their rent.
Exactly.
Speaking of COVID, do you do COVID testing down there for them?
We do not, because we are all volunteer who don't do COVID testing, but they can call in and tell us what their symptoms are, and then we can direct them to one of the centers where they can get
So your place is
tested.
100% volunteer.
100% volunteer.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How many people work there?
We have 3 physicians, and I believe it's 5 nurse practitioners, PAs,
Wow.
and then we have, secretaries, case managers, myself, several nurses that volunteer.
And everybody just kind of rotates.
Mhm.
That's
Yes.
amazing. Thank you guys for volunteering down there. That's awesome.
It is fantastic.
Yeah.
Especially, like I said, the volume. It's a couple thousand people over an 8-year period. That's amazing.
And
Yeah.
recently we've had 4 volunteers, in the last month, 4 new volunteers, and they have actually said that they will donate their time every 2 weeks.
Wow.
So,
That's fantastic.
yes.
So people can volunteer if they want to come down
can.
and help out. Do you guys have a website for that?
We have a Facebook page.
Facebook page, okay. So we'll put a link to that Facebook page. Then there's also the donation tab, so we'll put a link to that as well to make sure that you guys can donate. Make sure you share this so other people can donate. We want to make sure that as many people as possible know about the clinic so they can either use it or donate to it, either time or money.
Right.
Also, do you guys, I'm sure there is some contractors out there that would donate their time to help you out. How much more work do you guys need down there?
Actually, they're painting it now, and so we really don't need a contractor right at this
So
minute.
you don't have
but
stuff to fix?
No,
still yet?
not yet.
Who did somebody jump in on that for you? Or?
Actually, the people that were putting on the roof that kind of caused the flood actually fixed all of the
Well, that's cool.
things that need to be fixed.
So it wasn't man-made, or it wasn't natural. It was oops.
Well, they were tearing off the old roof, and we got that torrential rain,
Oh,
and it went underneath the old and the new, and
that
flooded
water
the
will,
whole place.
that water will find a way in.
Yes, it will.
Amazing. So how long have you been there?
8 years.
8 years. You've been there the whole time?
Yes.
Seen it from the beginning?
How
Well,
long has it been there?
It was a physician and myself that started the clinic.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yes, and it's been there 8 years. So.
Now, what gave you the idea to do that?
We went to Jamaica for 10 years to do eye care, medical. We did a few minor surgeries. We took a pharmacy with us. We always took at least 25 to 35 people with us to carry this on. And one of the physicians that went with us said, you know, it's really a nice thing that you do, but you're only there for a short period of time, so you're kind of a Band-Aid. Have you ever thought about opening a clinic in our area for the people that in need? And we came back to Cape Girardeau and started working on it.
That's awesome. We had a clinic, I don't know if you remember, Doc, in St. Louis. I think it was a Salvation Army clinic. And one of our rotations, we had to go down there for, I think it was a month, right? At least a couple weeks at a time.
I believe. Yeah.
And we had to go down there and work because our school wanted us to experience doing something for people that can't give back to you, that really need it. And so it makes you appreciate that kind of stuff. But it was interesting to see those different cases and how grateful they were. And so I'm sure that's a lot of the stuff that you get down there. That's awesome.
It is.
So hobbies, 4-H. Tell us about that, right? Aren't you big into 4-H?
I was a leader for quite a while, several years, and I was also a 4-H superintendent for about 25 years. As the clinic's gotten busier, I've not been able to do as much with that. So the clinic's pretty much my hobby, and
that was probably the only club that you had in your little school, right? Just a 4-H club. Were you part of that? He's from a little bitty town.
He's hilarious. He likes to razz me a little bit, you know. Yeah, I'm from a little town. We were pretty big in the FFA.
Yeah.
You know, that's right. My hometown didn't even have a high school, so we went to the next town over. So we didn't have anything in our town.
oh wow.
But yeah, I've been down here 14 years now. We call this home. We call it, you know, I actually live out in Jackson, so, and then Cape Girardeau, I've owned a business here for that many years. So now this is home now. Thanks very much,
yeah.
Dr. Aaron Andrews. Anything interesting that you'd like to share about the clinic? I mean,
what's one of the craziest cases that you've seen? I always like to ask those. Yeah. Is there one that really stands out?
You know, we have diagnosed some diseases that people kind of think are not out there anymore. Some, like for one thing, syphilis is something that we thought was in the dark ages, but we've actually tested and diagnosed 3 cases since we've been here,
wow.
which is amazing. And in the state of Missouri, the cases of that have risen in the last 6 months exponentially. It's amazing. So we've done that. We've diagnosed 1 case of HIV. So, you know, those people can be treated and, you know, they can live nice, full lives. So we're kind of amazed at that. We do send some of our patients to specialists who've agreed to work with us.
Sure.
So, you know, we do get health care for these people that really need it.
But it's a general healthcare, right? General medical care.
It's general medical, but we have some physicians who will work with us, like Dr. Moon has been wonderful. You know, we can send them to cardiologists, we can send them any doctor that works with Southeast Hospital or works for them. We can send them to those doctors, you know, a neurologist. We actually have a neurologist now that is volunteering, and that's wonderful because sometimes it's hard to get them into those specialists. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and it's great. You guys really have to use your tools and your education, your diagnostic information, because you can have everything readily available to you. You can't do this blood work and take this test and do this MRI and everything. So you guys really have to listen to these patients and do a good exam, and that's kind of rare.
Actually, Southeast Hospital works with us, and we have our patients fill out a patient assistance form, and almost all of them qualify 100%. So then we can do the labs, we can do the X-rays, we can do the MRIs.
Right.
Yes.
So where's the funding? Where's the funding come for you guys? I mean, how do you get funding?
We have a few small grants that we've gotten, and then otherwise it's donations.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Do you have any donations that you do throughout the year? Any certain fundraisers or anything like that, or is there?
Not really. We did have a dinner dance thing a couple of years ago, but we don't have a volunteer base that's large enough to really pull off a lot of big things like that.
That's great.
We do a trivia night. That would be fun.
A trivia night?
Yeah,
those are
that
good.
doesn't take many people, and that's a good fundraiser.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Yep. Well, there you go.
I just want to do some trivia.
Yeah,
Let's just do it.
Let's just do a trivia night.
Let's
Okay. Well,
set the date. I already got a table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We sold one table.
Already
so-
got it. Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe we could have. We're up here at Mary Jane's. We've been here up here before to do Carissa, and maybe we could just rent out the whole place and do a trivia night up here. What do
That
you
would be
think?
a blast.
Carissa, you're on it. Let's make that happen. Well, anything else you'd like to add? Anything other than people make sure they click the link to find out about it, and also the donation portion too. Make sure you click that and share this with
Right.
people too, so they know about it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't want them to think that we're asking for a huge amount of money that we're not going to do something good for the community with. Probably 95% of what we ask for goes directly back to that patient. And with the COVID and seeing more patients, we found that we have to buy more medications and more supplies and things like that we can't get donated. So that's what the money is going to go for.
So how do these patients get these medications? Do you guys have some
We have a
built-in medicine there?
We have a dispensary. If we don't have it in the dispensary, we try to always order off of the $4 list or the cheaper list. It's older medications, but they're very good medications. If they need something that's brand new, that's come out in the last 7 years, then we will apply for needy meds for them. Like for our diabetics, we will apply it through needy meds and we'll get their insulin for them. So we do a lot of things that don't cost them anything at all, but then we have to also buy some in order to do that for them.
Now I know money would be a great donation, but is there anything else that you guys could use that people could bring in and donate?
We really could use a larger space to have a clinic in. Right now we only have 2
Also just a
exam
building.
rooms. A building, yeah.
So,
I mean,
somebody
only
donate
a building.
please. They need a building.
And I'm sure there are lots of people that have buildings that are just sitting vacant.
For years.
And we would go in, we can do painting, we can do other things, and keep it up.
What about
for them.
any materials for the clinic now that you guys go through that you need?
We can always use things like exam paper, gloves, masks now, of course, because masks are a big thing. We can use medications. A free clinic is a little different than a lot of other clinics. I know there are a lot of veterans out there that get their medications and other people through the mail, and they may get, that medicine may be discontinued, but they've never opened the container. We can take those in the clinic, we identify them to be the correct pill, and then we can redispense those. So, some people have brought us insulin. Their insulin was changed, they didn't need it any longer, and then we have people who will need it.
Great.
We have our little things we call God moments, where somebody will bring something and right at the minute we don't need it, but we put it on the shelf. And then later, sometimes it's only a couple of weeks later, somebody will come in and say, hey, we need this, but I'm sure we don't have that. And we'll go and look, and yes, we do.
That's great.
So,
That's amazing.
yes.
Well, you're doing some amazing work here in Cape. I appreciate it. I know Cape appreciates it. All the patients appreciate it, and you've really got a great team of people helping you out, which is fantastic. I'm hoping we can raise money and awareness and interest into what you're doing. So we really appreciate you being here with us, and hopefully we can do stuff for you in the future. Anything you need help with, you just send our way. Maybe we can help you out in some way, shape, or form. Okay. But yeah, this has been another episode of Between Two Spines. Appreciate you watching. Make sure you click the link above and donate if you can. If not, also you can share donations. There's people out there that can donate either time, energy, or money, or supplies, and we appreciate you sharing that out. Other than that, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.